On Monday, the House is already going to officially file articles of impeachment against the President of the United States, even though he'll have little more than 10 or 11 days in office. What's the rush? And should there be a rush on this? All of this, as a number of top officials within the Trump administration are bolting. And now we get word that Lisa Murkowski, the Republican Alaska senator, is saying the president should just resign right now to avoid the trouble. An editorial, and no less than the Wall Street Journal, has advocated the same position. Tom Price, the former Health and Human Services Secretary under the president, with us right now on all these developments. Tom, good to see you. Happy New Year.
And to you.
It's certainly been a bumpy start to the year, and I'm wondering what you make of, I wouldn't call it a jailbreak at the White House, but with two cabinet officials, Betsy DeVos, the Education Secretary, and obviously we've seen the Transportation Secretary, Elaine Chao, leave. Other top officials have left as well. What is going on? Why are we seeing this with little more than days to go of this administration anyway?
Well, it's certainly a week we won't soon forget. There's no doubt about it, and a momentous week it was. I think it's understandable that people are leaving. They've probably already done the activities to close up their office and get things moving. But I think it's incredibly important to have an informed handoff from the leader of one department or agency to the incoming leader in the next administration. So I think I think again, it's understandable, but I think it's regrettable that individuals are leaving. And I think now that there's this basic consensus among the leaders within the departments, at least apparently, that they will make certain that things that ought not be done, that it's important to have that continuity as we move to a new administration.
Secretary, do you think, as some of these folks have been saying on the way out, that the president lit the match, that he is responsible for this?
Well, I think when you look at the language that was used, it is absolutely unconscionable and unforgivable. So as I say, for individuals that are leaving, I think that it's understandable that they have reached that conclusion. But I think that if you look at the larger picture, that is, how do we govern this nation and how do we make certain it's governed in the wisest way and the most effective manner through this transition, which is clearly going to happen, and we want it to be as seamless and peaceful as possible, then having leaders of departments and agencies stick around, I think, is the most appropriate way to proceed.
Do you think the president should resign now?
Well, it is likely the most practical solution. I think it's unlikely to happen, but it's likely the most practical solution. And I understand the calls for it. I'm hopeful that what we will see is a lowering of the temperature. I don't know that movement toward impeachment is consistent with that. And the announcement that you had just before I came on about a package somewhere close to the Capitol. We need to understand and appreciate that we're all Americans and we're all in this together, and that it's together that we'll get through this. But we need to do so with lowering of the temperature and not so much a personal attack that has been kind of the custom of politics for, frankly, a long time before this president.
All right. Secretary, thank you very, very much. We'll see where all of this goes.